Hello, in this video I will go over the symptoms and types of depression. When can you tell if the consistent sadness someone is feeling might actually be a disorder? There are different types of symptoms that must persist for a certain amount of time that could point to a person having a depressive disorder. Along with this, there is more than just one type of depression. Depending on what symptoms a person has and for how long they have them, they might have one type of depressive disorder or another. First, I think it's important to point out that I am not a medical doctor and I am not a licensed mental health professional. I'm a student. Thus, I cannot diagnose you. All I'm doing is summarizing some of the symptoms of depressive disorders. Also, it's important not to self-diagnose. If you have some of these symptoms, it may be possible that you have depression, but an actual diagnosis of a depressive disorder would have to be made by a mental health professional. The information in this video is just for educational purposes and to help build awareness of what the symptoms of depression are. According to the National Institute for Mental Health, symptoms of depression include unrelenting sadness, anxiousness, irritability, and feeling empty and hopeless. Other symptoms include decision-making and concentration being harder. A hallmark symptom of depression is anhedonia, which is a reduced interest in or pleasure from activities that were once enjoyable. People may also have suicidal thoughts. Along with these mental symptoms, there are physical ones as well, which are known as somatic symptoms, since soma means body. These somatic symptoms include weight and appetite changes, along with aches and pains. The National Institute for Mental Health mentions that people who are depressed can be irritable, feel physically restless or slowed down, and have trouble with insomnia or hypersomnia. Depending on the person, their cultural background, and the type of depression they have, the symptoms can vary. There are two major kinds of depression: major depression and persistent depressive disorder, which is also called dysthymia. The main difference between these is the duration and severity. Major depression is more severe, hence the name. Persistent depressive disorder is less severe, but it is chronic and must last for at least 2 years. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder is another depressive disorder. This involves serious depression and irritability and could include other symptoms such as low energy and eating problems that start a week before the menstruation and disappear after the menstruation starts. There are several subsets of depression. For example, depression can have a postpartum onset, which means it occurs during pregnancy or after delivery. Also, depression can have a seasonal pattern. Seasonal affective disorder occurs every year only during the months where there is less sunlight and include issues with weight and being less social. Depression can also have psychotic features. Psychotic features mean that depression could include false beliefs, which are called delusions, or hallucinations, which are sights or sounds that others cannot hear or see. There are other subsets of depression as well. Again, I would like to remind you that if you think that you have some of these symptoms, it is important to talk to a mental health professional. Up next, I will go over the treatments for depression.